Welcome to Guidance for Better Life. Today I have a guest who's going to share a story of how dreams kept her relationship alive, very alive, with her grandmother who departed physically. And I hope you stay tuned. I think you'll find the show very heartwarming. And I think you'll all be able to relate to this story in your own way. Hi.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Shanna Canine.
Hello.
Your story is how dreams kept your relationship with your departed grandmother alive.
Yes.
I mean, really alive
Really
in a
alive.
sense. Your grandmother died when you were fairly young.
Yes, I was 8 years old when she passed away.
8 years old. And I want to talk a bit about your background. I've known you now for about 15 years or so. I know your home life was a little bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So your grandmother was more special to you than maybe some grandmothers.
She was. She was kind of like a stable, loving presence in my youth when, the things around me didn't seem to be so stable or secure. But she was always there.
A lot of people love their grandmother, but she was like your rock. Is that right?
Yes.
More so than maybe your regular home life.
She was.
All right, so when she passed away, I know your story said, you spent a few paragraphs how sad, you felt lost. The first time.
It was the first time that I had experienced that feeling of loss and sadness.
Yeah, 8-year-old, I could see you've been very sad losing your grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did dreams keep your relationship alive?
Well, it was shortly after her passing. I had a dream with her, and among my grandmother's many artistic talents, she made stained glass windows and artwork. And so in this dream, I was with her in her workshop, and I was seated on her workbench, and I was watching her make one of her stained glass windows. And there were no words exchanged between us in the dream, but I experienced our bond of love. Like, that said more than any words that we could have shared.
Was it like your imagination, or did you really feel, like if she'd been the physical and you felt love sitting in her studio, was it that real, or was it more of a memory of love?
It was real. It wasn't a memory of love. It was a real experience. And when I woke up, it was one of those ones when I woke up, even as a young child, there was this, it gave me a sense of comfort and peace, and knowing that she was okay wherever she was. To me, that was, in heaven. But I didn't feel like this separateness in her passing.
So the mere fact that it had an impact on you, you were comforted, you generally felt the love. Did that make you think that early on, I don't know if you knew dreams were real, did it feel very genuine and real to you?
It did. It was very special to me. And over the years, throughout different times in my life or phases, I would have a dream with her from time to time.
Well, you mentioned the book. I guess you were big in athletics.
I was very much into sports.
Would she come and watch your games in dreams?
She did. I would be playing a basketball game or softball, and in the dream I'd see her. I'd catch her out of the corner of my eye, seated in the bleachers. Yeah, cheering me on, smiling. Really? Yeah, just happy to see me. And I would awake from those dreams, like knowing that just like no time had passed between us, even though we didn't have like the physical relationship in this life. It was like in those moments, none of that mattered. No time had passed.
If she had still been physically alive and you'd gone to a sporting event, would she have showed up and cheered like that?
Yes, I bet she would have.
So in the workshop, these are the experiences you would have had if she was still alive.
Yes.
And the divine brought you. God can bring a departed person, because they continue on, together. That's a gift from God. I don't know if you knew it back then, that was a gift of God's love to let you come together. It sounds like, and I didn't get that from the story you wrote, that those are the type of experiences she would have been at and rooting you on at a game if she had not passed.
You're right. I don't know if I had seen it to that level.
So it's just like your relationship in many ways was still alive. You were still being cheered on, still loving and all that.
Yeah, and she was like still there, but even though she couldn't be here physically.
Yeah.
And when I had moved to Northern Virginia area, I grew up in a small town in Colorado and did this move when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
To
Northern Virginia?
That's quite a shock. It was quite a shock. But shortly after my move, I had another dream with her. And in that dream, she looked at me and she looked into my eyes and she said, "It's all right." And, you know, waking up from this dream, I've experienced that sense of peace and comfort, knowing like, okay, yeah, this is all. Everything's going to work out just fine.
What do you think she meant? The move and the change, the new circumstance, new job or no job at that time?
No job.
Was she saying that was all right, or was there some more to it?
For me, I think there was more, like where I was in this move, like everything was going to be all right. I had peace.
Okay.
I had this feeling like I knew I'd find a job. I knew I was supposed to be out here, and I didn't know why, but I knew no matter
Okay.
what, in the relationship I was in at the time, I remember saying, if that didn't work out, I know I'm supposed to be here. But it was for
Okay.
another relationship.
So it's not that you doubted being there, but she reassured you.
She reassured me.
Did you actually feel reassured from the dream?
Yes.
You actually felt it?
I actually experienced it.
So early on, you felt the love in the studio. You felt her rooting you on and cheering for you. And you really felt the comfort and peace and reassurance. That alone would make you think, even if you hadn't studied dreams, that they were real because they produced real results.
Yes.
And that's one way you know something spiritual that you may not normally think of as being real. If it produces comfort, or you feel the love, or it gives you reassurance, that's a pretty good, there's something going on there.
And I don't think I would have gotten it until I started taking classes here at the Nature Awareness School. And what you've taught me over the years about how the divine communicates to us through dreams, and that we all have our own personal dream language. That helped me really claim that these dreams with my grandmother were real experiences of keeping our relationship alive.
It seemed like you knew they're real, but when you had, at our school we talk about dreams and teach about dreams, it's like it took it to a deeper level.
It did.
You claimed it, but are you saying you claimed it more fully?
I did. And
then you claimed the blessings God gave you. You more fully accepted his love and blessings.
That's exactly it. It was in claiming that this was a real experience through dreams, bringing it deeper, it was like I was able to accept the real gift. And that gift was a blessing, a personal blessing from God, and his love to bring two souls, myself and my grandmother, together.
He has the power to bring a departed person and have a very real experience.
Yeah.
So not only did you build a relationship with your grandmother, kept it alive through dreams, I wonder if that's the start of a more personal relationship with God.
It was.
Knowing that he also loves you, like your grandma. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And I really hope people that hear this story and I know a lot of people have dreams with departed loved ones, but what concerns me, and why I'm so grateful you're here today, if they assume it's not real, they just blow it off like no way, then they don't accept the blessing. And if they consider it's real, at least consider it, then when you consider it may be real and you had real experiences, real comfort, real rooting on at the games, and real, all those experiences that produced real results, I hope this story will help people at least consider the dreams of the loved one that's departed as being real, and then they can hopefully more fully accept it, the gift. Is there anything else you want to share?
Another thing that it really showed me was that even though my grandmother, who I loved dearly at the time, passed on, she's still alive as soul. Like she's not gone.
That's right.
And we will see each other again. You know,
as soul, she's eternal.
Yes.
We may have different physical bodies, but she left that physical body you knew as her grandmother, but that soul still loves you, you still love her, and she still exists. So there's a whole lot more than the story originally said that you wrote about how dreams kept your relationship with your grandmother alive. And also you realized she was actually okay, and it started building your relationship knowing God loved you, because he allowed that.
Yes.
So it's a whole lot more than actually in the book. This interview is more interesting than the story. So you don't need to buy the book now. It's actually better.
God's love is amazing.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope Shanna's story blesses you. And like I said, if you have a dream of the loved one who's departed, at least consider and pray on if you want to, but at least consider that it's a genuine gift of love from God to make that possible. And if you do that, then you can actually accept the blessing. And also the loved one then can know that you accepted that they're okay. So when you accept that it's a true dream, the loved one is also blessed because they know you got the message. So I hope today, it might be a little different for some of you, but I hope it gives you something to think about, pray on, and I hope today's show blessed you. Thank you very much for watching.